England have just absolutely dominated Wales. What a game for England, and what a very disappointing game for Wales. I honestly was quite positive on Wales coming into the tournament, but I honestly think I've lost all of that positivity now. They just didn't look like they wanted to be there, and there were some things like non-coachable things which they just didn't do well. Like they just didn't seem like they wanted to be there. Once they went behind early, there was no urgency to try to get back in the game. There was some positive things, but I mean overall it was very much more negative. But looking at England, they looked incredibly smooth, incredibly slick, and they look like such a well-polished team right now. I mean, they aren't showing any holes in their game. I know it was against Wales, but even recently they haven't really been showing any holes in their game. So right now I'm not too sure what England's weaknesses are. They actually have a lot more strengths and weaknesses. I do think over the next few weeks, England themselves will find out where their weaknesses are. But most of their game is polished. I mean, when it comes to set piece, they're looking really good. When it comes to attacking options, they look very good. Their kicking game is extremely solid, and they have really good guys under the high ball as well. So right now, England are looking like the team to beat, as well as France. Those two going into the last game of the Six Nations, that could be the final of the Six Nations, and it could be a very good one. I have to say, George Ford is playing the best rugby I've seen him play, probably in his career. I mean, his kicking skill set out of hand is just sets him apart completely. The way he can do those spiral bombs, his little cross kicks, his control with the boot, and now the way he attacks. He's become such a good attacker in recent years. It just completely sets him apart from the rest. And I definitely believe that George Ford is the guy right now at number 10 for England, especially going into the 2027 World Cup. Him and Alex Mitchell have really got a good combination there. And with Ben Earl at 8, Mitchell at 9 and Ford at 10, they've really got a nice combination going there between from the forwards to the backs. A really good link, and I think that's perfect for them going forward. It's really good to see Henry Arundel back in the team. He is such a lethal finisher. I mean, a hat trick. I wouldn't even say he definitely did not have a bad game, but I wouldn't even say it was his best game. He didn't get that many opportunities, and the opportunities he did get, the 3 or 4 he got, he scored. So a hat trick for Henry Arundel, a phenomenal performance. For me, the man of the match was Tommy Freeman. I think seeing Tommy Freeman now playing for the last few months, I've said it before, he's like a Rolls Royce. He just plays the game the right way. He'll never have a bad game. If he has a good game like today, it's a very good game. And if he has a subpar average game, it's still a good game in everybody else's books. So, yeah, he was my man of the match today. But I do think George Ford as well, phenomenal. Ollie Chesham was phenomenal. Ben Earl was phenomenal. Most of the guys in the team were phenomenal for England. So I will be doing a player ratings for England after this, an in-depth player rating. And tomorrow I'll go through a bit of an in-depth review based on the stats, based on some of the things I saw in the game, and really digging into why England dominated Wales the way they did. But do pay attention for the player ratings coming out after this. It's going to be very good for England and not so good for Wales. I don't think Zammit right now is a fullback, but there were parts in that game where I could see the vision of the coaches. I can see why. He is a big-time player, and throughout the game he got a bit more comfortable. It's just those things where a fullback looks more natural. So if you had to look at the other side of the field, Freddie Stewart, he just looks more like a natural fullback. I don't know how to explain it, but between wing and fullback, there is a clear difference. There's a clear difference in how you play. And I do think if the forwards got a lot more dominance, if Wales had some better backline players that can put the outside backs in better positions, then I think Zammit would be more suited to wing, because then he can come off his wing and run off the shoulder of one of the backline players and get himself in the game like that. But I think if they were to keep him at 15, I wouldn't complain. He had a good game at 15. Some holes in his game which did get a bit exposed, but those are things he will work on and can work on, and I thought he was actually quite impressive. For a guy like me that didn't really think he was going to be good at fullback, he actually impressed me a little bit. So I think it makes sense to have him there, especially if you have a guy like Josh Adams, who I really rate on the wing, and then you have other wings that you can bring in, especially like a Rio Dyer, who's not even in the team. The England loose trio right now is probably at their best they've been in years, probably in like a decade, because they just look so well balanced. And you can have anybody on. You can have Guy Pepper with Ben Earl and Sam Underhill. You can have Tom Curry with Guy Pepper with Ben Earl. You can have Tom Curry with Sam Underhill with Ben Earl, and they all look so comfortable. They all know their job through and through, and they look like a very well balanced loose trio. I think that's the one thing in this England team. The two locks and the loose trios are really well balanced. They get their job done. They have massive engines, but they also have that other skill set which can set them apart from the rest. Where I think Wales have a few players that they have guys that will just do the hard work. They'll just get some hard tackles done. They'll just hit the breakdown hard. But in England, England have those guys that with a bit more of a nuance to the game. They have a better skill set. They can play the ball out the back. They have a very good skill set, ball in hand. They are athletes. So I think that's what really set England apart, especially in that back five of the scrum, the loose forwards and the locks today for England. I thought they were really good. And I think Guy Pepper really fits into this team. I really like the look of him as a player. He is a phenomenal player. I'm not too used to most of these England players right now. Only recently I have, because I'm not normally a Northern Hemisphere fan. I'm a neutral when it comes to the Northern Hemisphere. I'm actually a South Africa fan. But looking at this England team right now, they are very exciting. And I'm actually really excited for their game next week against Scotland. It's going to be a very good game to watch. And I think if Scotland do bounce back, it should be a close one. But the way England's playing right now, they're not going to make it easy for Scotland to win that game at all. And I think the one positive right now with this England team is that you have to actually go beat them to win a game. Even if England were to lose a game, you would have had to go and actually beat them and have a really good game to even have a chance at beating them. The same goes for like a South Africa and obviously New Zealand still. When you do beat them, they're going to make it so hard for you. They're going to be desperate, and you're going to have to actually go out there and physically beat them. You're going to feel like you really worked hard to win if you do beat them. So that's a really positive thing for this England team right now, and that is a sign of a great team. One thing I did say as well is, like, in the first half especially, Wales have did nothing good in the first half. They were completely outplayed in every facet of the game. There were some sporadic parts where they looked a lot better. They have some great players, and I just think they almost just, when they go on the back foot, it's almost like they just let things happen first and then try play from there instead of making things happen themselves. That's why I like why I like a guy like Louis Rees-Zammit there, a Josh Adams, guys like that, a Thomas Williams, because they will just make things happen. But I think every other Welsh player needs to get on board with that from the get-go. Make things happen. Don't wait to react to something the other team does to try play well or try play with some desperation. Play with desperation from the start. That's what makes good teams great. I even said the first good phase of play for Wales was at 47 minutes into the game. So yeah, I think every single England player right now knows their role within the squad. You can see that the England players are very comfortable and confident in their system, and they're very comfortable with their role in the system. Every time an England player comes off the bench, they look confident, they look ready to go. They know exactly what they have to do in the system. They know exactly what to do where. If you plug a guy like Ben Earl in the centres or on the wing and he knows what he's doing, that just shows that every single guy in this team knows their system through and through, and it's been working for them. One thing I did realize, which was really good from England, is all the attacking options, especially on the outside or inside shoulder of 10 and 12. They do that really well, and almost every time they run a different play, a different option, or a play that has many different options and variables, and they run it with a different pace, a different intent, and it was really difficult for Wales to stop that. I mean, once England played those balls out the back, it was very difficult to stop for Wales, and even when Wales did counter to that, England just gave a quick pop to the side, right through. So I think England did that really well, and that's something I've really been realizing with this England team, is that everybody's on the same page. It's like everybody knows, in NFL terms, everybody knows the playbook through and through, and anybody can play in any position and they'll be fine. I thought Tom Roebuck came in on short notice and had a great game. England have some really powerful, skillful runners that make for really dangerous options running off 10 and 12. I mean, a Tom Roebuck, a Feo Bobosso, Tommy Freeman looked phenomenal today. Henry Arundel, Freddie Stewart, Marcus Smith when he came on actually looked quite dangerous as well. There's just such a good vibe and a good thing going on right now with this England team, and I'm really excited to see what they can do going forward. It's going to be difficult when they play against my South African team this year, but I think that's probably, for me, the game I'm the most excited for as a South African fan this year. Besides the All Blacks games, but that England game, I'm targeting it and saying, wow, that could be a game where you could see probably two of the best teams in the world right now, as well as France. So I'm really excited for that one. But yeah, England absolutely just destroyed Wales today in every facet of the game, but I will be doing a bit more of an in-depth review of why I think Wales was so poor, why I think England got so much domination, how I think Wales could maybe do better. But I'll be doing a player ratings right after this, guys. So if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe to help the channel grow. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.